Hey, what's up guys? Joker here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the PC performance for Overwatch, which I have been waiting for months to get my hands on ever since they had the alpha and the early betas. They have an open beta starting on May 5th and running through May 9th, but right now there is an early access beta for pre-orders, and I got a code from one of the subscribers. I haven't pre-ordered the game, but I'm definitely going to be picking this up after playing it. The game is just so polished in the terms of gunplay and balancing and performance optimization on the PC. The options, just like everything is just hitting on all cylinders for me with this game. And if this was it's not a port, but if it was a port, it would be like the perfect port, okay? This is how games should be running and how they should be optimized on the PC. So I just want to briefly mention that for the SLI recording in this, I did have to do it off screen, and the reason for that is that for some reason the shadow play recordings that I have been doing recently on SLI only have been giving me a bad result as far as just the end product with the recording. It flickers and has like a green screen on it. Not really sure why this is happening, but when I'm actually playing, it's not an issue. So it's not just specific to Overwatch. It's whenever I record on shadow play with SLI. So that's why you're seeing off-screen footage here, but you can see that the SLI on the 1440p 144Hz screen was scaling phenomenally. Oh my god, over 90% usage all of the time, getting like 200 to 250 FPS. This is how SLI scaling is supposed to be done, and the game isn't even out yet. I don't think I'm going to have to update this performance review when the game releases because it's already fucking perfect. At least as far as the PC optimization is concerned, this is running completely maxed out on the highest anti-aliasing settings at 1440p on the new 2980 Ti's. You could see it utilizing all of the CPU threads fairly evenly and distributing that over the CPU threads, and it was running well on the i5 6600K rig as well, which I tested on the 970 there at 1440p, completely maxed out, and it was not even an issue. It was holding over 60 FPS all of the time, which you're going to see right here, and it's run great on everything that I have basically thrown it into. Every scenario that I've put this game into, it's run exceedingly well for me. When I tested on 4K, even with the two 980 Ti's, it was scaling great. It wasn't pushing the VRAM too far, and it was running at a solid 60 frames per second. If I did run it on a single 980 Ti, I was seeing around 50 to 55 FPS most of the time, sometimes down around 45. But it was still running really well, and it was maximizing the card to its fullest potential, which is what I really want to see here, so that we know it's at least getting utilized, so that I'm not leaving extra performance sitting on the table that I've paid for. That's really what I want to see here. And you could definitely tweak these settings to get that frame rate up to 60 FPS at 4K if you wanted to on the single 980 Ti. The single 980 Ti was also able to handle 1440p really well. Obviously, if the 970 was able to hold over 60 FPS, the 980 Ti was as well. It was, able to get up around 80 to 100 FPS most of the time, running around on the single GPU, even in some of the thickest action. Yeah, it's just the optimization for this game is great, and that's what I want to see with every game coming out now. Is just I want to see games that are going to fully utilize my system to its highest potential. That's really all I'm ever looking for in these performance reviews. I'm not always looking to get everything maxed out at 60 frames per second, but I just want to know that my system is at least being fully utilized by the game's engine and the drivers, and that's what they have done here on Overwatch, and it should be a sort of a model for all games for the optimization as far as I'm concerned. And that also spills over into the menus, where we have a really good set of options in here so that we can do our customization. You can see here, I've got the display up at full screen, but we've also got windowed and borderless windowed if you want to do that. And we can switch between our different monitors. If you have more than one display connected, you can go ahead and switch between them on the fly right in the menus. That is always appreciated. And for the resolution, they've also got 144 and 165 Hertz support. If I switch it over to my other monitor, it'll be on there, but right now I'm on my 4K display, so that's why it's at 60. And FOV, this only goes up to 103 and down to 80, which is kind of a limited range. I'd like to see this maybe go up to as high as 110 or 120 and maybe below 80, because I know some people want to run lower or higher than this range right here, so it would be nice to see that if we could possibly get it. VSync, I'm running this off, triple buffering off, display performance stat, you could turn that on and off. Limit FPS, you could do this based on your display or 30 FPS. That's nice to see that you can just limit the FPS without actually putting on VSync. Really cool to see that right in the menus. We have our graphics quality here. We have some presets, but also advanced customization options. As you can see, all the options that I am running here, these are the completely highest settings that they will all go to. So we've got, oh, I'm sorry, not render scaling though. Render scaling does go up to 200%, so I'm just running that at 100% scaling, so that's not an issue. Texture quality, texture filtering quality, local fog detail, dynamic reflections, shadows, models, effects, lighting quality, anti-aliasing quality, refractions, as well as our screenshot quality. We can customize all of these in here, and the anti-aliasing, FXAA or SMAA, 3 levels, low, medium, and high. So very happy to see SMAA. That's my favorite form of anti-aliasing. If I ever have a choice in a game, it would be SMAA. And then everything else I've got completely maxed out in here. Local reflections and ambient occlusion, they just have toggles on and off. We don't know exactly which AO this is, if it's SSAO or HBAO. If I had to guess, I would say probably SSAO, but it doesn't clarify. Coming over to our sound options, we do have individual sliders for our master sound, music, and in-game volume, as well as voice chat volume and our mic volume. So really nice to see all of these sliders in here for the different audio levels. We can also turn on and off the noises in the background. We can do auto join for group chat or team chat if we want to do that. You can also set a push to talk or open mic if you want to do that, but use push to talk. Voice chat devices, you could do default chat or comms devices, and Dolby Atmos for headphones. This is like a virtual surround mode that you can go ahead and put on for your stereo headphones if you happen to be using them. This is not something that I like to do, though. I'm not a fan of simulated surround, so it's not something I'd recommend using, really. For our mouse and control options, we can adjust the sensitivity here or do our inverted look. And this is actually something here I wanted to draw attention to, is that you can do individual customization for the controls to different characters. So if you find a different key binding options that maybe works specifically on a different character that you want to go ahead and customize, you can go ahead and do that. This is like one of the best things I have ever seen in an options menu. This is so good. Like, are you kidding me? I could have a different customization options for Genji or different customization options for McCree based on the weapons that I'm using that might just fit a different key binding situation better. This is so good. I cannot reiterate enough how good that option is and how much I appreciate that. We could also do have some different controller options in here, but yeah, just play with a mouse and keyboard, bro. Reticle. We can put bloom on it. We could change our type of reticle as well. If you want to have a circle crosshair, short crosshair, or a dot, you can put any of those on. You could also change the color of your crosshair. My God, the customizations is almost endless in here. We've also got multiple key bindings that you could do. You could do multiple key bindings. You could also bind your controller buttons as well. Like, are you kidding me? You can actually rebind controller buttons. Yeah, they went that far. Like, look at, you can customize everything. All game developers, please take note of what Blizzard has done here, okay? This is perfection. Gameplay, we could skip the kill cam if we want, kill feed display, skirmish while searching, achievement display. This is all just a bunch of, little customization options in here that you could do. It's nice to see. You got a profanity filter. Actually, let's go ahead and turn that off. I don't need a profanity filter, motherfucker. Group members can don't dislike for curses if you got a vagina. Alright, so in conclusion, in case you couldn't tell, this game is optimized extremely well. It's fully utilizing the systems that I've tested it on, so if you have any concerns about that, if you're running SLI, or if you're not sure it's going to fully utilize your system to its best potential, I hope that we put that to bed right here, right now. As far as the gameplay is concerned, I haven't played enough to give my full opinion on it, but from what I've seen so far, I'm really enjoying the gameplay, and I think the balance is actually pretty damn good as well, and I am definitely going to pick this game up at launch. I just gotta see if I could find it cheap on CD keys or something. If I can find it cheap on CD keys, I will link it down below in the description. I gotta check though. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below about the optimization on this game, man. Like, wow, really good. Just well done, Blizzard. Give yourselves a pat on the back for this one. I'll catch you guys next time. Ta-ra.
I'm on fire. Hey,